Welcome to the Qinghai Tibet Railway, the world's highest railway. More than a quarter of land covering by permafrost, the depth of soil is more than 1.5 kilometers deep. The permafrost is deep as rock in winter but melts in summer, which dissolves and sinks. When winter comes, the land with water going freezes, expands and rises inland. The railway line built on such unsteady land will abandon buckle. The Copper River Railway in Alaska, USA. Railways built on permafrost were soon abandoned by architects. The first defense to prevent the heat is building huge embankments on the rails. There are dozens of embankments in the Qinghai Tibet Railway. The higher they are, the more they can insulate heat in summertime, but beside them, they are not just a pile of rock and soil.
One layer is the heat insulating boards, but the critical section is the bottom part. Adding crushed rocks at the bottom to allow air to circulate between the road and the permafrost. In summer, hot air rises and cool air is trapped in the gaps between the stones, keeping the ground cool.
Concrete ventilation pipes foundation. You may see that the heat ventilation pipes are lying on you, and something is going on here. Look at the middle part of the house. It's nothing at all, but at the end there are cracks. The railway engineers notice if the foundation of the pipes are blocked, the walls will crack. The elevator platform insulates the hot air generated inside the house. As soon as the pipes are cleared, the permafrost does not melt and the house will remain stable. Adopted by engineers using this method, they installed ventilation pipes in the railway embankments as a cheap and effective way to prevent the permafrost melt. We call this a heat pipe, and these are heat ventilation farms. So how does this fires work? And they are filled with liquid ammonia and works like a refrigerator. The air temperature may be lower than 10 to 20 degrees Celsius below zero, and the land is only a few degrees Celsius below zero. This is a temperature difference. The land is much warmer. The warm soil turns the liquid ammonia in the bottom of the pipe into gas, and it rises inside the pipe. As when the gas passes the ventilating pipes, the heat is released and the ammonia cools and condenses back into liquid and returns back to the bottom of the pipe. With bridges, it is ambitious to cross the Qinghai Tibet Plateau. Railways using concrete with low temperature is set quickly and resist to corrosion. They are very durable. The most important factor in the pipelines is temperature of the wet concrete, cooled to 5 degrees Celsius on the melting point of ice. The concrete then freezes to the same temperature of the permafrost and quickly condenses and becomes a part of the permafrost. Even when the upper part of the permafrost melts in summer, the base part with the concrete still remains steady and maintains the capacity.
Earthquake! The Qinghai Tibet Plateau is in the earthquake zone. Violent tremors will shake the railway apart and shatters the engineer's stream. The master plan prevents moving along the zone. If we can't go through the earthquake zones, you can only go around them. But when not passing the earthquake zones, there you need engineers. The embankments made of rock and soil may be easily repaired. However, the bridges may collapse easily along the earthquake-prone grounds, not only endangering the human lives, but also resulting high costs of repairing. Conditions on the environmentally sensitive plateau are going to be considered to the overall health of the plants when the climate changes.
The whole job is going to care for the ecosystem. In this area of railway construction, we transplant the grass to other places to grow. and when the railway is built, we will plant them to the slope near the railway bed. Preserving wildlife is also a concern. The railway must be diverted from bird breeding grounds. The endangered Tibet antelopes running across the fields. In order to protect their migration routes, engineers specially built bridges and undergrounds for them. But the most challenge is the water. The Qinghai Tibet Plateau is one of the biggest sources of water in Asia. The Yellow River, the Yangtze River, and the Mekong River. Massive constructions may cause water pollution, and the polluted water must be kept away from the pure water. To protect the source of Yangtze River, wastewater first passes the sediment pool and then goes to the sediment point for further purification. Finally, the environmental scientists will test the water quality before it flows to the Yangtze River. This is the purified water from the sediment point, and this is the example from Totor River. If the water from the sediment point goes to the Totor River, it generally will not pollute the river. After solving permafrost, extreme cold, earthquakes, fragile environment, and to preserving wildlife, Qinghai Railway is a great success.